Creator of the acclaimed Twilight Zone series, Rod Serling should be considered the original content king. He had an innate ability to pump out unique, high-concept ideas with powerful dramatic arguments. How can you be like Serling? Here are 3 takeaways from one of the most legendary TV writers of all time. Number 1. Serling prescribed to a particular writing technique called the talking draft method. To save time, he would dictate scenes before getting a first draft down on paper. 2. Serling believed in starting with the ending. He trained his staff writers to start with powerful climaxes that packed a punch. Then, they'd build their stories backwards from there. 3. Last but not least, Serling always talked about the act of writing. He believed in taking action. Don't sit back and think too much. Get your ideas down on paper. That's the key.
Shonda Rhimes is one of the most successful writers in TV history. Creator of acclaimed series such as Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, Bridgerton, and more, Rhimes has been in the industry for a long time and is a force to be reckoned with. Here's 3 writing tips from Shondaland. 1. Start with your last scene. Rhimes says, I try to step into a drama knowing from the very beginning what the last scene is going to be. If you write everything leading towards that one scene, you'll have a much more cohesive and satisfying story. 2. Your character leads the way. It may seem obvious, but Rhimes has said all you should be thinking about the first 5 to 10 pages of your pilot is how to best introduce your character. Our first interaction with them sets the stage for everything else. It's also the absolute best way to hook a reader into your script. Make your character intro the most characterful possible. 3. Exercise your writing muscle every day. You'll hear this over and over, but the reality is it's one of the best pieces of advice out there. Rhimes says, if you're not writing every day and exercising that muscle, it feels like running a marathon, just getting to the door where that creative stuff is. If you write long enough, you know there's a sweet spot where you begin to flow, you get sucked into your work, and everything starts pouring out naturally. The more consistently you write, the easier it is to access that writing focus. Mike Judge is considered one of the greatest satirical writers of all time, with creations such as King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, Office Space, and more. His work pokes fun at an American society focused on status, controlled by bureaucrats, and teeming with outcasts. Here are 3 tips from the writer and animator. Number 1. Mike Judge says, for comedy to mean anything at all, it has to be funny. It seems obvious, but the advice here is to not hide a serious message or comment about society under humor. Simply observe what makes you laugh, document it, and let audiences decide how they feel about it. Number 2. Seek feedback and test your work. When working on Idiocracy, Judge said, when you write with someone else, you're trying to make the other person laugh, referring to his partner at the time, Ian Cohen. While everyone may have their own unique sense of humor, getting a pulse on what you're writing can help steer you towards something greater and funnier. Number 3. Surprise your audience. Judge's plots always feel like they flow organically, even when a story takes an unexpected twist or turn. At the same time, the twists are solid because they are aligned with the character's original goal and obstacle. A great example is King of the Hill. It has a classic sitcom format, but many episodes would start one way and then take all kinds of twists and turns. Still, the heart of that story's message would remain intact. Take a look at your own story and see if it's predictable or filled with delightful little surprises. This guy is the writer for some of your favorite sitcoms. Michael Schur, the writer behind shows like The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Recreation, and of course, The Office. Here's 3 tips so you can write like most. Michael! 1. Ideas are a numbers game. From an artistic point of view, it feels like every premise, character, or even a line of dialogue is some precious little baby to be coddled. In reality, you need to churn out piles of ideas for all of these things to find the best one. 2. Take the time to service your characters. Schur says if you have the opportunity to introduce a new piece of information about a character, you need to take the time to make sure it's something useful. When he was writing for The Office, they would brainstorm for hours. Schur has talked about trying to figure out what Christmas gift Angela would steal in the Yankee Swap episode. Even though it's a small detail, that gift ended up becoming an entire episode later. 3. Try brainstorming story ideas for a particular character. Even if it's not your main character, try to brainstorm 5 ideas about that particular person. What kind of trouble would they get into? What is something they desperately care about or want? Even if you don't use those ideas, that information could be extremely helpful later on. And if this video is helpful, be sure to check out more writing tips from my channel. Jordan Peele abandoned writing one script over 20 times because he was afraid no one would ever make it, but the idea kept pulling him back in. That script became Get Out and won him an Academy Award. How can you write like Jordan Peele? Here are 3 tips from one of the greatest writers of all time. 1. Write your favorite movie that doesn't exist yet. Peele says writing should be fun. He gave himself permission while writing Get Out to treat it like a hobby. He said it was, quote, the most fun thing he could do with his time. The point is, if you're not having fun writing your current script, you're doing it wrong. 2. Fewer locations help focus the story. When Peele made Get Out, he was under budget constraints, but used that to make him a stronger writer. Having only a few locations and grounded set pieces seemed like a limitation, but they gave Peele more creative freedom because there was a clear box to play in. Try writing your script with as few locations as possible, or try editing your script's locations down to use as few locations as you can. 3. Learn how to receive notes. Peele had to deal with lots of opinions when it came to writing Get Out. If someone's feedback rubs you the wrong way, just focus on the note behind the note. Know that something in your work is distracting them from your story. Maybe your reader suggests changing your big twist. Instead of brushing it off, consider cleaning up the setup to make the surprise more believable. Your approach should always be, what do I need to do to keep the reader focused on my story? Jordan Peele is a huge fan of Rod Serling, legendary creator of The Twilight Zone. That passion inspired Peele to reboot the series years later.